So in this past week, all of the curriculum for my kids came in, and today I'm going to be sharing with you what I'm going to be using for my oldest child who's in middle school. He will be in 7th grade this year, so let's get to it. With math, he is taking a middle school math class. So one of the local professors in our community offers classes to homeschool kids, and he's taking a class with her. He's doing like a middle school pre-algebra or pre-algebra, which he's already done pre-algebra, but it's just a nice review before he really gets into pre-algebra and then algebra. I'm not really rushing him when it comes to math. I'm just letting him go at his own pace. But he does do math every day at home. He's still working on Beast Academy. He's almost done with that. And then from there, we'll see what we'll use. I'm not too sure yet. I mean, they do have a program, Beast Academy, their parent company, what is it? The Art of Problem Solving, AOPS. They do have courses for algebra, etc. So considering that, but also the teacher that he's working with right now, she offers math courses as well for high school students. So I think maybe eventually I'll just have him go there because he does really well with that. So for now, he does Beast Academy and the class with her. As for science, he's also doing science with her. It's a middle school science class as well. And then we do have science kits like Generation Genius, which I put away somewhere. So we do have Generation Genius, and we have some other science kits that we have. We also do Generation Genius's online lessons when it correlates to whatever deep dive that we're doing, but we're kind of doing things a little differently this year, and I'm kind of figuring out what that is. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, at least I know what curriculum we have, right? And what course and classes we're taking. Forgot to mention that my oldest son is also doing synthesis, which is a kind of offshoot of Ad Astra, which is the school that was created for the kids of parents who worked at SpaceX. So he's doing that, and that is very independent. They're going into a different model this year where it's very independent, very student focused, not so much teacher focused, which I'm excited to see. And then we have language arts. So in the past, he was using Night Zookeeper, but now we're going back to Brave Writer, and we're doing the level after partnership writing. And I can't remember what it is all of a sudden. I meant to print it up before this video, but I got a lot going on. I didn't think about it. So that's what that is. But let me pull it up real quick. And it's called Building, can you see it? It's called Building Confidence. And so that is the plan. That's what we're going to be using this year. I think it used to be called Faltering Writers, but I guess people didn't like that name. So Building Confidence sounds a lot better, right? So we're going to be working on that, as well as he's doing writing, because you naturally incorporate writing when you are doing history and science and deep dive. So we'll be doing that as well. And then in addition to that, we will be reading Learning How to Learn. So this is geared towards kids, and it's pretty much brain science and, understanding how we learn and incorporating that. I think it's a really good life skill to have, is understanding how we learn as humans. And then also still working on cursive handwriting, because that is also a necessity, and especially for boys. I feel like boys need to practice more. I know my daughter, she just naturally practices her writing every day, and she's only in kindergarten, whereas my boys, they don't want to do that. And so I kind of have to make them, which is fine, because people will understand their writing when they get older, which is important, because my husband has really awful writing and no one can understand it. And with all 3 of my kids, we do poetry memorization from IEW. So next is history, and I'm kind of doing things a little different with history. So I was, considering History Crest. We got it. I did a walkthrough of it. I'll link a video down below. And it's just, it's very, it covers from prehistory to current day. And that's a lot of history to cover in 9 months. And I think I prefer depth over breadth. I think that's the saying. So I'd rather spend longer on topics and dive really deep rather than cover all the topics that are required of you. And I think that just leads to a better understanding of the world. And you can easily connect things when you do eventually learn about whatever topic that we didn't get to, because when it comes to learning about history and science and all this stuff, it's very, you know, we come back to the same topics over and over again. So eventually he'll learn most of it, no, not most of it, some of it, because you can't really learn all of history because there's just so much of it, right? So we're not going to do history class. Instead, I'm kind of, because I used to be a history teacher and I taught middle school history. And so I got this series of books, which is A History of Us, which I've used. I supplemented our, when I was a history teacher, I supplemented the curriculum that we were using with this. And it's good. It's as unbiased as it possibly can be. And it just shares the facts, right? That's what we want to know, is the facts. And then my son can take those facts and extrapolate his own opinions about it rather than regurgitating someone else's opinion, right? So I bought the whole series, which I used to have when I was a teacher, but then I'm like, I'm never going to be teaching again, so I got rid of them all. And then look at me, I'm teaching my kids. So I got the whole set, and I did not use school funds for this. I bought it with our own money because I just feel like it's something that I'm going to use with my other kids, and it's just, you know, I like history. And then in addition to that, I also got him this, A Cartoon History of the United States, so that he can read, and because he likes those visuals, and it's kind of funny, and it's just like a fun way of learning about history. And this is geared more towards like high school or above, but I think my son, he's pretty mature, he can handle this. So I'm piecemealing our history. I'm not using any curriculum with them, and I just feel like it's gonna make me happier. You know what I mean? It's just what I want to do. So that's what we're doing. Also, to learn more about Indigenous peoples of the US, I got this book here, which was recommended to me by one of my friends. Most of my friends that are Native American, they are educators as well, and so this was a highly recommended version, but this is for young people. There is like an adult version, so this one is written for young kids, or maybe not young kids, but like at least middle school and high school. I'm sure online I can find out what age group this is recommended for, but again, I'm going to link everything down below. They're all affiliate links pretty much. And we also got this here, A Different Mirror for Young People, A History of Multicultural America. Seeing that we are a multicultural family, I wanted my kids to learn more about the other cultures here in the United States. It's important. And when I was going to college, that was kind of my focus, was on the multicultural, like the Asian diaspora. So that's what I got for that. And I guess I should have shared this in one of my other videos, but I got this here, this game here. We always like to start our school year with a fun game, so we have a lot of games, which I need to find a place to store. I was hoping it would be this cabinet right here, but this cabinet's already full, so I got to figure that out, because right now all of our games are like kind of divided between the kids' rooms, and it'd be nice to have them all in one place where we can access them. I feel like I just need to do a video like all about American history and like resources you can use. So this is another great one here that I will be using to supplement all three of my kids for their U.S. history study, which is the Smithsonian Children's Encyclopedia of American History. And I don't know if this is still in print. I did have to buy this used, and I believe it was a library edition. For physical education, PE, we will do swimming again. And then, like I said, I was thinking about golf, introducing them to golf, since it's just right here, less than a mile away from us. And then also for art, he is continuing with his middle school art class that he's taking at the local art studio. No surfing this year. He didn't want to do surfing again. I think, I'm not too sure why, but whatever. I'm not going to push him to do something he doesn't want to do. The goal this year is for him to do more independent work, so working independently on things. So if you're interested in knowing what we used with my kids last year, as well as what my kindergarten and second grader are using this year, make sure you check out this playlist right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.